On this day in which we celebrate and mark the gift of the Holy Spirit given to those first disciples, one of the things that occurs to me as I look at the early church receiving that Spirit in those first gifts, first fruits of the Spirit, as we hear in the second reading today, is how that Spirit gave them the capacity to deal so very creatively with their differences. There were people from every land and every nation who were able to speak in such a way in which they could understand each other. And also we see, as the time unfolds in that early church, when there were differences, they prayed, they discerned, they took time, but also left room in that time for the gift of the Holy Spirit to unite them. Their unity was a treasure worth protecting. And it was by the gift of the Holy Spirit that they were able to do that. That is so much needed today in our world and in the church. That gift of the Spirit to help us deal with conflicts, divisions, differences that we have. And one of the things that occurs to me is that so often we see this too in the early church. Division is fostered by fear of others, in which we don't want to take time to listen to them, to dialogue, to offer them the opportunity to speak from their heart. And of course, we live in a time and an age in this Western world where we would like to have quick and easy answers, solutions to difficult and complex problems, without looking for an opportunity to discern how the Lord is working in our lives. We indeed, in this country especially, like to fix things and get things done. After all, why shouldn't we? We were the ones who were able to finish the Panama Canal when everybody else seemed to fail. We were able to send someone to the moon and bring them back. Americans are good at fixing things, and yet sometimes that attitude can leave us very little space for the Spirit, for miracles to work in our lives. My friend Cardinal Tobin likes to tell the joke of during the French Revolution, the guillotine was brought back to execute those who were opposed to the regime. And one day there were 3 to be executed. The first man was an Italian. They put his head on the block, and he looked up and he saw the executioner with his hand on the rope. The executioner pulled the rope. The blade came down, but it stopped just short of reaching the man's neck. And everyone cried out, "Oh, it's a miracle, it's a miracle." And so they let him go free. The second one was a German. They put his hand on the block. He looked up and he saw the executioner with his hand on the rope. He pulled the rope. The blade came down, but again, it stopped just short. And everyone said, "It's a second miracle." And they let him go free. And finally, they put the head of an American on the block. He looked up and he saw the executioner with his hand on the rope, and he said, "You know, if you fix that bolt up there, it might work." How often in life we put ourselves in situations where we move too quickly. We speak before we listen, and we don't leave room in life for the miracles that God can bring about in our lives. How important it is for us on this day of the Lord's Spirit given to us to take seriously that the first fruits, the first gift to us, is that which allows us to deal with the differences, the disagreements, the divisions that we have in our family, in our city, in our world, in our nation. Today, let's really celebrate this great feast of the giving of the Spirit, this Pentecost, this pouring out of the Spirit of Jesus into the lives of the world, into our lives, so that truly we can be just like that early Christian community, a people of faith who value so much our unity, remembering that it's the first mark of the church. As we say in the Creed, we are one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church that is given to us because of the outpouring of the Spirit this day.